Hello everybody, welcome back to my welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. Today we are actually going to be working in Illustrator, and I'm going to show you how to create a circular blur with some grain, not really a blur, like a gradient, a circular gradient with some grain. And you can use it for posters, you can use it for your brand, you can use it for pretty much everything, logo design. It's a really nice tool to have, and it's really nice to know how to make these things, because I feel like this kind of design is pretty trendy at the moment, so I hope that this video helps you. So let's take a look at Illustrator. I'm just gonna pop my glasses on so that I don't get a headache. So firstly, you're going to want to import a color palette. So I already got one from Pinterest that I really like. I'm really into retro stuff at the moment, so I got this really cool bright color palette, and I'm just going to copy it. We're only going to make 4 circles, so I'm not going to use all of the colors, but you can draw yourself some circles, and you're just going to use the eyedropper tool to copy these colors from your color palette that you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and add a little time lapse. Great, so that is my color palette I'm going to be using for the circular gradient that I'm going to be making. It is pretty important to have them in a specific order, because the order that you have them in and the order that you place them in on your canvas is the order that they're going to be flowing in the gradients. So make sure that the circles that you make on your canvas that I'm going to show you now are in the order that you want them to be in the gradient. So let's just add these to our canvas. I'm just going to copy 4 circles, copied 3 by accident. I'm just going to copy 4 circles, and then we can add our colors that we got from our color palettes super quickly. Great, so I think I'm going to start with the darkest color first, and then it's probably going to fade out into a lighter color. So I think I might actually swap the yellow and the pretty turquoise, just so that the yellow is at the back, because I want the yellow to be last. So I'm pretty happy with that. So once you have your circles in order, the purple one's probably going to be the middle, this yellow one's probably going to be the outer circle. So yes, just rearrange them the way that you want your gradient to work. So we're going to grab them and we're going to align them. If your workspace isn't in, what is my workspace? Essentials Classic, then you probably won't see their line here. So just change your workspace to Essentials Classic, then you will see all your tools in the same place as my tools. But you can either go to the top here, or you can go to the right here to align, and then you can align the horizontal centers and the vertical centers of these circles, and then they neatly pack themselves behind one another for you to work with. So then we're going to take our circles, and if you hold in Shift Option, then it actually decreases the size according to the middle, which makes this whole process a lot easier. So I suggest you do that if you have a Mac. I'm pretty sure the Option key is Alt on Windows. So Shift Alt and then Scale will scale it from the middle of the shape. So then we're going to be applying some blurs. Go to Effect, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and then I think we're going to make this one, we're going to be applying it twice, so I'd say about a 25 for the first one. I mean, that's pretty blurry already, so let's just apply another one, just so yeah, you can make it as blurry as you want, because my preview button is a little slow so it doesn't show me the preview. But I think I'm going to apply another 25 and see how that goes. Yeah, that's pretty good. You can obviously change the size however much you want of the circles to make your blur as big or as small as you need it to be. So I think these two are still a little bit sharp. So I'm going to go ahead and apply another blur to them, just to make sure that everything blends super nicely and no colors are sort of very stark. I might even change the size of this one to make it blend into the background a little bit nicer. Yeah, I quite like that. So just play around with your shapes, see what you like, and then I'm going to place this in the middle of my board again. Then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go to effect again. I'm going to go to texture and we're going to add a grain. So this little thing will open up and you can select the intensity and the contrast of your grain. So play around with these options. I am not too fussy with what the grain looks like. I obviously don't want this thing to look like TV static, but we need it to look nice. So I think I'm pretty happy with this. And the grain type, I mean, I've only ever gone with regular, so I'm not going to try anything else. So then you click OK, and then it adds a beautiful grain to your object. So I think I'm going to play around a bit more with these shapes and maybe even decrease the opacity of some of them just so that it blends really nicely into the background. I think I might even just blow them up completely so that they kind of go out of the canvas so it looks a bit more natural if you did want to create a poster out of it. Or something. I think something like this would look a lot more natural if I blow this up completely. So if you wanted to create like a poster, then you can go ahead and add some text to it. I'm not really loving the color palette that I picked, but you know what, we're just gonna work with it and go ahead and deal with what we have. So let's say your poster it's like a cinema opening, so let's call it New Metro Cinema because that's the cinema that we have. Man, it's not letting me. You can obviously look for a really cool font that you like. I quite like, yeah, like pretty serif fonts with stuff like this to make it look super retro. And then I think I'm going to fill this with white that kind of looks like it's blending into the background. I'm going to go ahead and make this a bit smaller again, I think, so that the whites can even blend with it even more. So yeah, like I said, you can literally play around with this as much as you want, and I'm gonna add a little description as well. Or even, you know what could look really cool is if we do like a 3 or 4 of the same, yeah, like something like that. That could be a really cool poster. Yeah, let's just go with that, yeah. And then you're going to go ahead and export it. You can export it as JPEG, as a PNG, depends on which platform you're planning on posting it in. So I'm just going to save it as a pretty high quality JPEG. Just save it as a JPEG because I don't know what I'm planning on doing with it yet. I'm going to use it for screen, so RGB, and you do want the quality to be 10. Don't forget to just delete these little colors once you have used them really. And yeah, then you can go ahead and export the image as like a JPEG or PNG depending on where you want to post it and the size of it. So that is basically how you create a radial gradient. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you can create some cool ones by yourself, and I really hope that you can use it for a poster or a very cool Instagram post, or even for your room even. I would definitely stick this on my wall. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you want to see any other short tutorials. I really like making short, quick ones. Gets to the point. That's usually what I watch when I'm on YouTube, so it only makes sense. But I will see you again when I post my next video.